Hello YouTube, I am back with a 17-week out update. So last week when I talked to you, it was right before my check-in with my coach, which went super good. He is really happy with where we're sitting. My weight was actually down a little bit, so he did increase food. Cardio stays the same, which takes me under 20 minutes a day, so super easy. But it was nice to have that little food increase in the form mainly of a little bit more protein and fats just to kind of stabilize things a little bit. So this last week was also Christmas. So I did travel home to see my mom, my brother, his girlfriend, and I got to see my cousin and his family as well. I'll put a photo up of my brother and my mom and his girlfriend and Chris here so that you guys can kind of see who they are. I also was just going to do a rundown of some of my wins for the week. So I did have a PR in my split squat, so I'll show you those and go into some other videos from the week and just kind of deep dive into some different strategies I use for training.
So here is my split squat. I made it up to the 100-pound dumbbells, which has kind of been a secret goal of mine for a little bit. So I was super excited to hit this. I did 3 sets here. I did 8 to 9 reps. I think my second set, I was able to get 9 on each leg. So that was super cool. Here is another clip from a different day of training this last week. So in all, I have 3 leg days a week and I try to pick a different lunge variation. So this one's a TRX one with a slight elevation in the front. So it's good to kind of pick a different lunge or squat or deadlift variation if you have multiple leg days so that you're kind of hitting the muscle at different angles and it gives you a different range of motion to work through. So on my other leg day for the week, this was the lunge variation I have been progressing. It is one with an elevation in both the front and the back, more so in the front. This one gets a really, really deep stretch to the glutes, which I really like. So it's a good angle because you don't come all the way to the top. There is constant tension. So it's almost kind of like a pulse. So this one is definitely one you have to use a little bit less weight, or at least I do, compared to my other 2 lunge variations. So I do the same thing with the deadlifts. So this one is a new one that I swapped out for. I was doing this with a single dumbbell, but I decided to try the kickstand deadlift with the landmine, and I really liked it. So you put the landmine in the hand that is opposite of the working leg. You want to make sure to come down. I did like using the 25-pound plate and then adding more to that so that I got a bigger range of motion as compared to if I had the 45, I wouldn't be able to get down as low. So that is something to keep in mind when you're loading this one. So as I mentioned before, just like with the deadlifts or with the split squats, with the deadlifts, I like to pick 3 different variations. So this was one of my leg day variations. And then here pretty quick, I will show you the next one. So one of the other deadlift variations that I have been progressing in this phase is a dumbbell deadlift, and I have been using this one as a higher rep one, supersetted with the barbell rack deadlifts where I don't go all the way to the floor. So, and that one is a lot heavier, so I'm going for less reps on that one and then kind of finish out the pump with the dumbbell deadlifts. And on my 3rd leg day, I do a sumo elevated deadlift. These are another great one for the stretch. Gives you a little bit more range of motion. Something to note is that I stick with these variations for an extended period of time before I switch them out in my programming. I do also do some upper body, though you guys probably don't see as much filming of that. So this is one of the back exercises I've been including. One of my favorites, just allows you to work both sides evenly because with this one, both hands are using a different cable stack. So definitely one to give a try if you haven't. And of course, I do work shoulders too. So lateral raises are a staple in almost every upper body day that I do. I just love them. Great for the shoulders. I, of course, do like overhead presses and things like that as well. feedback from the judges was that upper body was good. So we've really just been focusing on growing the lower body.
So that is all for this week. I will continue on with my current plan and cardio regimen and training. I don't check in again with my coach until next Monday, the 6th. He's taking this week off to take a little time for the holidays and spend some time with his family. So we will continue on as planned and see how the week goes. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. I really appreciate you guys watching. Follow along. Please like, subscribe, and we'll check in with you next week.